Hi, my name is Raleigh Seamster, and I am a Senior Program Manager with the Google Earth Outreach team. Today, we're going to learn how to use My Maps to easily create and share a custom map on the web that will be a rich, compelling experience for your users. Through my experiences working with nonprofits and public benefit organizations, I've seen this tool be leveraged for all sorts of different uses. From crisis response to data journalism to indigenous land rights, activism, environmental monitoring, and more. So one of the things I've noticed is that it's a really versatile tool, and it really lowers the barrier to entry for making maps on the web. You don't need to know any code in order to get a map up and running on the web very quickly. So today I'm going to show you how to create an interactive map of your own. I am going to be using this example, which is a map of shark sightings off of the coastline of False Bay, South Africa. The data has been provided courtesy of our friends at the MAPA Project and Shark Spotters. And if you at home would like to follow along using My Maps, you can click on the Go to My Maps link just below this video on the right in order to launch My Maps and sign into your Google account. But if you miss anything, just don't worry. The video will be available to watch again on demand. And also there's a link below the video to a tutorial on our website that takes you step by step through creating this map. Finally, if any questions come up during this training, don't hesitate to ask them in the Q&A below, and we'll be there answering those questions as the training goes on. So let's get started. Google My Maps is a free, easy-to-use tool that allows you to create web maps. With Google My Maps, you can draw points and shapes anywhere on the web. You can add photos, videos, and text to those places. And also you can import locations from other data sets like spreadsheets or KML files. All of these elements combine together to enable you to create beautiful and useful maps that you can share on the web, take on the go on your mobile device, or even embed in your website. With My Maps, you can control who gets to view or edit your maps, and you can collaborate like in Google Docs. That means that you can make it so that your map is private only to you, shared with just a few others in your organization, or that it's public on the web and anyone can find it. Today, I'm going to take you step by step through how we create a new map. We're going to learn how to draw on the map, add photos, videos, and text to your places, import and style data, and finally, how to share your maps. Again, if you'd like to follow along, make sure you have another tab on your web browser open. Go to mymaps.google.com and sign in with your Google account in order to follow along with the training. So now I'm going to do what I just told you to do. I'm going to open a web browser and I'm going to type in mymaps.google.com. I'm already signed in my web browser to my Google account. And so what you'll see in front of you is a dashboard of any maps that you've created or that have been shared with you. Today, we're going to create a new map. So the way that I would do that is I would click on this red button in the upper left-hand corner that says create a new map. Once you click on that, it's going to load a blank My Map. You can see the interactive map is here. There's a panel at the upper left-hand corner, which is kind of a table of contents for your map. You'll see a search bar and all these little buttons that we're going to learn how to use during this training. The first thing I'm going to do is title my map and give it a description. So in that panel in the upper left-hand corner, I'm going to click on the words Untitled Map. That gives me a little pop-up where I can type in a title and a bit of a description. And click Save. And you can go back and change that and add a little polish later on. Now I'm ready to start adding places to my map. So I'm going to start by adding a place with the search bar. I'm going to search for False Bay, South Africa. So click in the search bar here, type in False Bay, South Africa. And so this is the same Google Maps search that you would get if you were in Google Maps. So I will look at my suggested search results and click on the one that I think makes the most sense. Yep, that's it. It's False Bay in South Africa. And so once I've confirmed this is the place I want to add to my map, I can just click Add to Map here in the little pop-up. Now False Bay is a place on my map. It's the very first place. One little note here, if you're adding places by search, it brings over a few details from Google Maps that show up in the balloon for the place. If you want to get rid of that, you just click Remove, and that will take it away. Okay, so that was adding a place by search. There's another way to add a place mark, and that's by just dropping a pin on the map. So let's say that I actually was walking on a beach over near the Cape of Good Hope, this beach right here, and I saw a shark off the coastline, and I want to just place a marker on the map. I can't search for that in the search bar. So instead, I'm going to use the map to orient myself and place that marker on the map. It's a little bit hard with this 2D Google base map. So one thing I wanted to point out is you can switch the base map. Over here in the panel at left, there's a little section that says base map. If you click on this downwards arrow here, you'll get 9 different base map options. So I can change the base map, and part of this might be aesthetics. But right now I'm going to switch it to satellite so I can more easily find that place that I saw the shark. Okay, so let's say I know I saw it right off of this place right here. To drop a pin on the map, I go to this button, Add Marker, under the search bar. I click on Add Marker, and then I find the place on the map where I want to add the pin and click on it. That adds a place mark. I'll add a title here and click Save. Okay, so now I have 2 places in my map, the False Bay, the place I added by searching for it, and then I have this shark sighting right here. Next, I'm going to add a line. Let's say I wanted to represent a trail that I took down to the beach. So to add a line, I go up to these buttons, but instead of Add Marker, I'm going to click the button for Draw a Line, Add Line or Shape. And then you can just click on the map in order to draw your line. So let's say this is the trail I use here. Just going to add these places. I'm not going to take my time to be too exact about it right now. But when I'm finished with my trail here, to end the line, I either click again on the last point that I just added, or you can click the return key, and that ends the line. You can also draw a shape. So let's say I wanted to really highlight this particular section of the beach. Again, I click on Draw a Line, the Add Line or Shape option. And again, I'm just clicking on the map to add these nodes to my shape and draw that shape here. To close the shape, you can just click on the first point that you added and click Save. Okay, so now we've added 3 different types of features to our map. We've got place marks, we've got lines, and we've got shapes. I should point out that you can edit or delete any of these places that you've added to the map. So just showing you how to do that. If I click on the shark sighting place mark that I added, you'll see these buttons here in the pop-up window. The pencil represents the edit button. So if I click on edit, I could move that place around and correct the location or change the title. I also want to point out, again, if I click on this place, there is a delete button. So if I wanted to delete this place from my map, I could do that as well. So we've added all these places to our map. Next, let's add some information to these places. So first, I want to show you how to add a description to your places. You click on the place and you click that edit button that I just showed you. And you can type a bit of description into this description field. So that's great. But what if you want to add more fields than just name and description to your places? It's totally possible to do that in my map. So let's say I'm running a more scientific project and I really need to know who saw the shark because I've opened up this map to many collaborators. To add a field for who spotted the shark, I can open up the underlying data table for this map. So to do that, come over here to the panel, and you see this layer that all these places are in. There's these 3 vertical dots, which is the layer menu for this layer. If I click on that, I have this option to open the data table. And that opens a data table that is the underlying data table for my map. So each of the places on my map is a row in this table. And then there's a column for name and a column for description. If you click on the downward arrow next to any column header, you have the ability to insert new columns into this data table. So I'm going to insert a column for who spotted the shark, and I'll click add. And so now I've got that 3rd column, and if I click on any place within that layer, you'll see now I have name, description, and who as a field. I click edit, and then I can type in the name of the person who spotted the shark. So you can add multiple fields if you want to kind of collect structured, robust data along with your My Map. Another thing I should show you is how to style the features in your map. So that means change their appearance on the map, starting with place marks. If I click on the place mark and then click on the style button, which is represented by this little pink can tipping over here. If I click on that, I can change the color of my place mark. So you'll see it just dynamically updates there on the map. And then I can also change the symbol that's in the place mark. There's a few options available to me here that are the popular icons, but there's also this button for more icons. And if I click on that, I get access to a library of almost 400 different icons for My Maps that Google provides. So I'm going to filter this. You can search as well by keywords. So I'm going to find one of these symbols that has to do with a beach and select it. So now I've got a little umbrella here. You can also upload your own images if you want to use your own image.